have the other zombies with no jaws on them just to scare the crap out of people, and I would kill everybody.
So like Michonne mixed with
Yes.
The governor.
Yes.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to tell us about the design process? Like what happens after you artify him and
I can show you.
Okay.
So this is kind of how it works. So what I did right now is I just blocked out the silhouette of his hair. I killed all the material detail, which basically means you can't see the strands of his hair and stuff. Then what I'll do is I'll use ZBrush, because you don't always get a chance to always get a chance to concept this stuff. What I'll do is I'll take a snapshot of him in here, and I'll send him over to
this is technically
Photoshop.
the concept phase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll do like this real quick. All right. So what I'll do is I'll take a snapshot of this guy in ZBrush, like this, and I'll copy him, and I'll take him into Photoshop.
Ooh, sneak peek of something cool.
Yes, yes. This is something else that's coming that we haven't announced yet.
Don't show them that.
All right, and then I'll drop this on here, and what I'll do is I'll bring this into Photoshop. And right now, this is just like a loose mock-up of what his hair looks like. But what I'll actually do is I'll go into Photoshop, and I'll start sketching out how I want his hair to actually look when I finish it. So you'll start seeing like wet hair right here. You'll start seeing strands of wet, bloody hair right here. And you'll start seeing strands. And then I'll indicate where the hair has grown. Because ultimately, this guy is going to have matty blood, vomit in his hair. It'll be wet and textural in certain places. So I'll go in here with this, and I'll start mangling up and start to indicate where his hair gets messy. And I'll just do these real quick, loose sketches in here. And what these will do is they'll give me a little roadmap of where I'm going to come back to this guy later. And then I'll do things like this, like I'll indicate blood, where blood's going to splatter on his ear.
So how detailed are you getting? Like, I mean, are these guys going to have
as detailed as possible
earrings and gold
Absolutely.
chains? So if somebody kind of like Glenn stole a zombie's engagement ring and proposed to Maggie with it, like in The Walking Dead, are we going to be able to loot diamonds? And
well, yeah, we'll have like a zombie that bit him, got the ring embedded in his lip, and you could yank the lip out and hopefully trade it in.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a new shirt or a first responder flak jacket.
That is if gold and silver and platinum and diamonds are part of post-apocalyptic currency exchange.
You guys have met Mitch. He can do anything.
Yeah.
He can make it all happen.
Very cool. So any other notes you want to tell our stream before we jump back to the dev discussion?
I'm pushing for an H1Z1 comic book. So tweet Smet and tell them you want an H1Z1 comic book.
You heard that here, folks.
And we can tweet it out on Twitter for free and update it every week.
Cool. Well, we are going to head to the U Lab where we have some community team and developers playing the game. And we'll shoot there to Andre and co.
Oh, we're live. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Jimmy Wilson. We're here at Sony Online Entertainment in San Diego, California, for our big Devathon, community event. We've called it a lot of different things, but if you're just now joining us, this is a 12-hour stream here live from inside the office where we're developing H1Z1, recently announced game by us. I'm a game designer on the project. I'm actually joined by a couple other team members here. Will you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, Steve George. I'm a producer on H1Z1.
My name's Scott Grotman. I'm a software engineer on H1Z1.
Mitch Evans. I'm a senior programmer on H1Z1.
Mitch, you gotta
get up around that microphone.
Right up on the mic.
That's
okay.
Right.
MMO programmer on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah, MMO programmer.
That's
and
a good handle.
It is, yeah. He hearts zombies, but I like that a lot. But so right now we're going to kind of jump in with the community. We've got a lot of people sitting in front of me that are actually scaring me right now because I was told they were zombie experts. Do we have a mic real quick that I want to hand over and have someone help me out? We've got we can pass over this way. But can you quickly explain kind of like what this is and?
Yes, first of all, I'm not a zombies expert, but we have gamers here. We have people who are filmmakers, hip-hop dancer, quite a few people who can draw, people who are putting together comics. So we have fans of all kinds who are really excited to be here today. I'm teaching this class at San Diego State. Zombies, 35 students are in the class. The administration and the university loves our class, and my new job is to do it as often as possible. So we're adding vampires in the fall, and then we'll go back to zombies only in the spring.
I like it. Well, so kind of the whole point of what we're doing right now with all of us sitting out here is get an opportunity to do some Q&A with the community and the people that have shown up here. We're still going to be looking at Twitter, so make sure you're tweeting all of your questions related to today at hashtag H1Z1 design. Almost said game. H1Z1 design. Make sure you're doing that. I'm at Jimmy Wiz on Twitter. Arclager is still around here somewhere, Adam Clegg, and you can find these guys as well on the Dev Tracker, I think, on Reddit. So anyway, to jump on in, I don't know where we want to go. Do we go to Twitter first?
No, let's go here.
Let's go here first? Well, let's start. I mean, statements, questions. Let me borrow the mic again. We have the little hand around. Does anyone have anything initially you guys want to ask? Here, pass it on down here.
State your name, if you have a Twitter
Yeah, let us know who you are. And
I'm Lance, and I'm not on Twitter.
all right.
I'm curious why H1Z1. It's a name that it implies that there's some story behind it.
Sure.
Why'd you choose that?
That would be an incredible question for Schmed. No, H1Z1 is a virus. I'm no expert like you guys when it comes down to the exact zombie lore and the different types, Romeros and all the others. However, these type of zombies are a virus strain. This isn't a supernatural zombie, Dawn of the Dead coming back from the grave and all this crazy stuff. This is something that was actually forced onto the world and infecting people. Actually, Tony over there, who's sitting on a laptop currently, might have a little more details on if you had the quickest synopsis of H1Z1, how would you explain it?
The H1Z1 virus has been around for centuries. Many different governments and empires have attempted to understand it, control it, cure it, but have been completely unsuccessful so far. There's a lot of history from Pavaglia. If you aren't familiar with the island, you can take a look, and it's our belief that that may have been one of the birthplaces of H1Z1.
Okay, well, you mentioned it was one strain. Are there going to be multiple strains, different kinds of zombies in your game?
We have talked about, now, as far as the one strain, it's H1Z1, but the way that it affects people may be a little bit different. Depends on who you were in a past life, maybe. A lot of stuff is still up for discussion. We have pretty regular discussions on how the zombies are going to interact with people.
Yeah, there's a really dynamic AI system that we're building for this. And actually, Mitch can probably touch base more on it, but the zombies have the ability to evolve over time and become more intelligent or less intelligent based on the situation at hand. And
should we hand a mic to Mitch real quick? Did you want to talk?
Sure.
You should have brought your Nerf gun and just shot us when you're ready. Just
Yeah, we have a very dynamic behavior system.
Make sure you have the mic up there.
How close?
There you go.
We have a very dynamic behavior system. It's evolved over several games. We've used it successfully in the past for several of them, and we're adapting it to have our zombies actually grow. We haven't decided exactly how or under what circumstances. We're still talking about that. But could be as simple as something they ate. Could be, different environmental effects causing it. But yes, we do plan on multiple types of zombies and surprises now and then.
Yeah, take one who hasn't eaten and maybe who hasn't fed in a few days, for example. He may be much more in a rage mode than other ones who have recently killed player characters or creatures in the world.
Sure. Any other ones coming around here? Oh, let's pass on down. We'll just keep the mic over on that side until Mitch shoots me with a Nerf gun.
I had a question about like the hordes you would run into in the game. Like, are there going to be situations like where, I mean, obviously you're going and you'll run into zombies here and there, but like how big are the hordes going to get that you might run into and things like that?
Well, see, this is actually something that's a little scary, and Mitch will attest to this. Is we don't know really. I mean, when you create a system that, I mean, they're aware of their surroundings. They have goals and objectives. They need to eat. They're attracted to sound and all this. There's not a lot of fear involved with a zombie, right? I mean, you're not going to go scare one with a bang and scare them and run away. Like, they're coming for you. So who knows what that ends up being, right? I mean, Mitch was talking about that earlier.
From a tech standpoint, I was in front of Mitch's computer last night about 10 p.m. and I saw about, was it 100? 400? 400 zombies. This was ridiculous. I'm watching Mitch running with 400 zombies chasing him, and of course they're just annihilating him within moments. But it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Entertaining. The larger effect you put out in the world, the more you can gather their attention. So.
Is there any way we could get a mic for Mitch by any chance? Is there anything we could use for him? I don't know if there's any laws. Sorry. Sorry, no big deal. We'll continue onward. I didn't mean to. It's all right. But essentially what Mitch was saying there was, just reiterate that once again, make sure I get it right.
Which part?
What you just answered.
There's a full sensory system with the zombies, and they can detect things from further out that make a bigger splash in the world. Thank you.
Share, like a...
All right, that'll be easy.
I like it.
That's the big mic. Yeah. Buddy talking. And so if you put a big splash out in the world, say large explosions or lots of conflict, you can expect to get a lot of attention from the wanderers around the world.
Yeah, actually, that's a really scary system that Mitch is putting in. I'm still nervous at what it's actually going to do to gameplay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What's more scary than the zombies? Are the friggin' players. They're obnoxious.
Well,
sometimes.
it's not all of them. It's just some in particular. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
it seems like whoever comes to work in the morning hasn't eaten breakfast becomes a total jerk and just wants to kill people, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or they miss their morning coffee. Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's usually the same people if we're realistic. And I've said the name many times. Nicest guy you'll ever meet in real life. But where is he at? Is he around here? Ryan Zimmerman. I told him one day he'll have a chance to defend himself publicly, but he has not yet. So I win again. Any other questions? Got one down here. If we could pass that down.
That's the same name?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, it's up to you.
Oh, fine.
All right. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
But I'm just wondering, are gamers able to customize the characters they play? Like, can they dress up or anything?
Yes. The answer to that's yes. I mean, coming into the world, you're left with a very limited set of things. You're very much survivor, ragtag, no guns and that sort of thing, or you're not going to be able to like pick out a shirt loadout or anything. You're stuck with what you got. Throughout the game, you can find things to customize.
Can the player be male or female?
That is a plan.
Yeah, females on the list. Initial launch?
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah.
Because I like to customize any game I play in general, that's why.
Sure.
Because I want to look good and also survive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those two don't always go hand in hand. What if you have to cover yourself with mud so you're not seen?
All right.
So will your zombies be fast or slow, or how is that going to work out?
Both and all. We have the slow runners. We got the sprinters. I think we're kind of tapping in multiple genres of zombie types in our game.
Yeah, we've got different archetypes. Actually, one of my most fun social experiments that made Mitch over here really mad was I didn't tell anybody, I don't think. I just started messing around with behaviors and told the zombies that when they reach within 3 meters of you, increase their sprint speed to like 8.3 meters per second, which is faster than a player. And for other reasons, some people were pretty frustrated about that. But it was hilarious to watch people's reaction to that. And I want to see that from players, right? Like, we want you to know what's about to happen to you so you can prevent it next time. It's a hardcore game. If you die, you lose your things. We want you to be able to tell it. But the first time you see it, you better learn quick, right? So, I don't know, a lot of fun.
Is there going to be different modes like survival or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk on how we're going to structure our servers as to where we're going to let players vote on things they want to see, types of events and such, and we'll fire up servers as we find, we'll watch the voting happen. We'll go, okay, people want to have a giant invasion, so we're going to fire up a server, which is the invasion server, and we'll let that play through for a few weeks, and maybe we'll spin it around again with some other rule set. So the whole goal is dynamic rule sets that we can change as often as we want. We'll have a couple worlds that are very vanilla, we'll call them.
Yeah, just sandbox like that.
And then we'll have ancillary worlds that are dynamic and change their play style on a frequent basis.
Yeah. I don't know, that'd be cool too to have like versus or something, but I don't know.
A lot of people ask for they want to play zombies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I was wondering how you're gonna handle like progression in the game, like story-wise and gameplay-wise. Like how will like the story progress, and how will like your character progress as you like keep surviving, I guess.
You mean jump on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, a lot of people out there are big SOE fans from our other games. Like this one's a little bit different in the way that this isn't a level progression game. There's not experience in the game. You're not going to become more proficient in like crafting this piece of wood. It is very much you need to survive. So your progression of your character is the sum of its parts. If you go out and you've been trying to make your way through the world by smashing zombies in the head with a Nerf bat, which I really want to do someday, that'd be hilarious. and you go and you find, a gardening hoe. Like that's a pretty big, progression point, and you want to try to. Your character becomes all that much more important to you, just like the other survival games you see in the genre now. It's a huge part of your character, but you're not going to be like, ding, level 7. I now take more damage from zombies or anything like that. It's very much I found some body armor, or now I can. I got enough food to last for a couple days. Now I've been able to craft a small hut. I want to grow into a house. Like that's your progression.
Yeah, and you just know the systems. You learn the systems, and your progression is actually yourself, because you know how to quickly acquire food and water, and to build a structure without too much, being blocked from the process.
Sure.
Yeah.
As far as the story goes, I mean, we very much are going to grow out from where we are now, and we'll tell the story through, essentially the world as it grows out from where we are now.
Thank you. So this is a PvP-centered question, and it really deals around with netcode, quote-unquote netcode. If you've ever played Battlefield 4 or even DayZ, you know that latency can do some pretty wonky things. Dying behind corners, just whacking someone with an axe 10 times, them not dying. Especially with like 400 zombies and God knows how many players, what are you going to do to ensure that there's that really smooth experience, so people don't die around corners. You don't shoot a guy 10 times and he's still standing, and then one shots you.
And then he knifes you in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
What we've done so far is we keep our server running at a very high rate of speed, and that there's two components to lag. There's the lag getting it there, and there's the lag where the turnaround time between the time the server gets your desired thing, whatever your desired movement is or whatever, turns it around and gives it back to the other players and yourself. And what we've done is we've spun our servers up pretty fast so that part of it at least is very, very minimal. And we constantly monitor it via a product called telemetry. And when we make a major change, we go in, we study how it's affected the server performance, and we optimize it as we go. So it's I can take someone. I'll take you back afterwards and show you the charts we have. It's pretty fun before and after pictures.
So you have a higher tick rate than 10?
Yes.
By an order of magnitude.
Great.
Right. Keep something in mind too. We're SOE. Our specialty is handling thousands of players.
Right.
That's what we do, and that's what our netcode. It's been proven. So I don't see that as a big gating factor.
That makes me very happy, and I'm sure it makes many other people happy as well. So.
Yeah. It makes me happy. I'm a big FPS guy. So yeah, biggest pet peeve ever. Yeah. Biggest ever. Any others from the room? Oh, we still have people back here. What the heck?
Keep coming in.
I know.
Sorry. Baby on the way. David Lopez from the Art Institute. I'm sure you guys are big fans of The Walking Dead. I was wondering, are you going to implement any ethical problems in the storyline?
Man, so players develop their own story in games like these. It's very much sandbox, right? And it is, I guess the word's not easy. It's very possible to create these ethical dilemmas. It happens every day in these other games and in ours. It's not as big of a deal as you might imagine, but when I run across this guy, whom I like a lot, but I'm hungry, and I don't see anything to eat. I need to kill him to take his food. That's a pretty minor thing in games these days, coming to PvP. I mean, we all play games where we've killed our friend sitting right next to us. Not a big deal. We've had this discussion. I don't know really.
Yeah, I think what it really builds up is like when you make that bond with somebody, and you're hanging out with them. Then at one point you just decide you're gonna frickin' kill them and take all